I threw my mother out, and grief became the house I deserved forever. At the time, I called it protecting my marriage and keeping peace at home. The truth is, I was protecting my pride, my comfort, and my cowardice. My mother had moved in after surgery, slower now, quieter, needing help daily. My wife said the apartment felt crowded, tense, and no longer ours anymore. Instead of listening carefully, I listened hardest to the person beside me each day. I told myself a husband should choose his wife over everyone else first. That sounded mature, loyal, and strong, which made it easier to believe completely. What I refused to admit was how embarrassed I felt by dependency itself. My mother asked small things gently: water, pills, blankets, help reaching shelves sometimes. Each request scratched against the image of control I worshipped inside myself secretly. My wife complained that our evenings revolved around medicine schedules and worried sighs. I nodded like a tired judge, already leaning toward the cruel verdict inside. My mother heard everything, even when we whispered behind the kitchen door late. She started folding her blanket before anyone asked, making herself smaller daily there. I noticed, but I called it sensitivity because guilt felt harder to face. One night, my wife cried and said she could not breathe there anymore. I wrapped my arms around her and chose the easier pain that night. The harder pain belonged to the woman who raised me alone for years. My father left early, and my mother worked double shifts without complaint ever. She sewed my school buttons back on after midnight with swollen fingers quietly. She skipped meat at dinner so I could eat like other children normally. Yet I repaid that history by treating her like an intrusion at home. The morning I confronted her, she was peeling apples for my son quietly. Sunlight touched her hands, and she looked older than I remembered that morning. I said the arrangement was not working, and something had to change immediately. She understood before I finished, and that still shames me most today. She only asked whether she had upset my wife too much again somehow. Even then, I could have stopped, apologized, and chosen decency instead right there. Instead, I carried her suitcase downstairs like I was solving something important that day. My son asked where my grandma was going, and I lied smoothly to him. I said grandma needed rest somewhere quieter, somewhere better for everyone involved now. My mother nodded and thanked me for helping with the taxi fare outside. Gratitude from the person I betrayed should have broken me instantly right there. Instead, I felt relief, the kind cowards always mistake for resolution in life. The apartment grew quieter, but nothing inside me felt cleaner after that night. My wife seemed calmer, and I treated that calm like proof I was right. Then my mother stopped calling every Sunday like she always had before that. I noticed the silence, but pride kept finding reasons not to call first. Weeks later, a neighbor phoned and asked whether I was sitting down yet. My mother had collapsed alone in her rented room before sunrise that morning. On her small table sat medicine, reading glasses, and my childhood photo framed. The landlord said she kept telling everyone her son was busy these days. She protected me even after I chose not to protect her at all. At the funeral, I could not carry the weight of apologies alone. I touched the coffin and remembered her sewing buttons through the night again. My wife held my arm, but even comfort felt undeserved then to me. The real punishment was returning home to the room she used before leaving. Her folded blanket remained, and one cup still waited by the sink there. I finally cried where she once whispered prayers for my stubborn soul nightly. I apologized too late, to walls, photographs, laundry soap, and silence every night.
Since then, I visit lonely parents and pay strangers' pharmacy bills when possible. I do it because remorse should cost something real in this life now. But service is not redemption, it only keeps memory from rotting inside me. If your mother is difficult, tired, slow, or dependent, stay kinder than I was. Do not let convenience, marriage, or pride rename cruelty as adulthood for you. The day you send love away, silence begins rehearsing your punishment for later. I know, because my mother died still protecting the son who failed her.